Hey everyone, welcome back to another live stream. Today we are going to be doing some level design for a new area of the game. I'm just going to fix my camera here. I think everything's all good today. It was kind of funny last week, it wasn't working initially, but now I think it's all good. So what did we do in the last stream? So in the last stream we were doing a bit of a character inventory, and we got a lot of different weapons that we were going to use. We got the ammunition, and I got some. This wasn't on stream, but I got some key items that we're going to use for the park area, which is what the level we're going to design today. So we've got like a key to open up like a guard station. We've got the bolt cutters, which are like classic Resident Evil survival horror tool. Got to have some bolt cutters at some point. And I got some emblems here, so I don't know how many I'm going to use, but the idea is there's going to be like a statue or a fountain in the park within like a maze, and I was going to have like different emblems that would like unlock different gates from the maze so that you could go around. And obviously this is a survival horror game, so we have to do kind of unrealistic kind of puzzles. Sometimes it can't just be find a key, you know, cut bolts. Sometimes you have to add these little unique kind of puzzles, and since it's the start of the game, it will just be like an introduction for how you explore, how you find items, how you use them, and of course I'll introduce the combat and finding ammo and everything like that as well. And that also made the let me see if it's working. Yeah, so like this is going to be like the idea I've got for the inventory system. So we've got like the key items here, we've got the ammunition in the middle, and then we've got the health on the right hand side. So the health could be like small, medium, large. It could help to cure poison and so on. And on the right you've got like a map, and I don't know if I'm going to do a 2D map or make a 3D one that you can rotate. I think both ideas would be cool. Obviously the 3D map is going to have more thermal, so it'll be a very simple map, like it'll just be blocky, but I'll texture it a little bit, so it shouldn't take up too much thermal. But if I need to squeeze out an extra bit of thermal, then I'll probably just do like a 2D map. The only thing I would need to modify on this screen is the description section, because right now it's just a map. So maybe I'll split that in half, or maybe like 2/3, and then the bottom part will have a description section. So when you're hovering over an item or a health, whatever, it will tell you exactly what it is. And the other thing I need to do is put like some lighting on the items so they're not so dark on the scene. So that's what I was working on off stream. And I also made like a, let me see here, do you see the, right, so I'll make that invisible, bring this out, and this is like the quick select screen for the weapons. Hey Yassine Malone, welcome back, nice to see you again. Yeah, so today we're going to be doing some level design for a new park area, but I'm just going over some of the progress on the inventory screen. So this is how you can quick select different weapons. So you've got like the knife and the pistol, you've got the shotgun, you've got the submachine gun, and you've got the magnum. And if you unlock new weapons, then I'll probably just extend the weapon slots. So everything seems to be working here. Just need to obviously that tie this into the character animations and everything. Kind of like how it's done in Fallout. Is that the same system? Yeah. I just wanted it. I didn't want it to be like you have to go into a menu to select the weapon. Because even though I want to make like an old school game, I don't want to make it too old school. So there'll be a quick select option here. So that'll be much easier. And both characters will have their own set of weapons. So we'll use all of these basically, but for different characters. And in case you didn't see it, this was like the idea I've got for the menu, the inventory menu, so you can see all the items you've got, the ammo, the health. I'm just going to modify the map part, include the description part on the bottom, and then you can see what's in your inventory, and you can select some things to use them, to reload, to take some health. So that's just a very simple design that I've made so far. So I just need to add some lighting. I need to put like a bit of light on the items so you can see, especially like if I'm in a dark scene, like you're never going to see these items, so I need to put some light on it just so that you can see it a bit better. Hey Dreams Content, welcome back. How are you? I'm doing very well. Great to be back for another week of creating. Hope you're doing well yourself. Nice weapon models. Yeah, they're really good. We found them last week. That's the great thing is, like, I didn't have to waste any time making any of these. I just found them all on the Dreamiverse, you know? Because I think, like, I only really need to sculpt something if I can't find what I'm looking for. So, you know, like this rocket launcher, like, why should I waste time making my own? You know, it doesn't make sense. I only have to, like, retexture some things, you know, like maybe this machine gun, it looks a bit too clean, you know, so I'll probably just retexture some of the weapons and just, like, see, this one has a little bit of texturing on it, you know, but some of them are very clean, so I'm probably going to add some, like, scratches and make them a bit more dirty looking, like, especially like these items here, like the key for example, it's far too clean, so I'll make it a bit dirtier, a bit more scratched. Same with this, you know, it's a bit too clean, so that's all I really need to do. And yeah, we have the basic system for the inventory, and we also have the quick select menu for the weapons. So just need to tie this in with the character, with the animations. So all I need to add to this is basically the health part. I just need to add like a health spray, you know, bandages, some kind of thing to cure poison or whatever, you know, and then just make it all functional so you can select everything. And then it's just a case of actually making the character. I'll need to start sculpting and creating clothing and everything. And then once I'm happy with that, I can tie in these animations for switching the weapons and actually get the weapons to fire and function. And I'll make some zombies, some targets for you to shoot. And then that's when I'm going to have to get all the combat logic sorted out, you know. So that's coming up soon. But today I wanted to do some level design because I've been thinking a lot about it, because this is a brand new area of the game. I already have all the areas of the game, but I had some ideas to add a few new ones just to flesh out the game a bit more, and just because I had some ideas I just wanted to do it. So I'll make a park area, like a botanical kind of park, you know. It'll have some kids areas to play, but it's mostly like a floral kind of park, you know, with trees and bushes and greenery and maybe a bit of water in the middle. And it's going to be like a little maze, not like a big maze, but just a little bit that you have to walk through, and it can separate different paths. So let me just save it first. So hopefully I should be able to make this whole level in one scene. That's kind of my target now, to see how much I can cram in to the one area. Because we're using a lot of the same assets and things, I think it'll be a lot easier, you know. So I'll just try and find some things from the Dreamiverse first. I'm halfway through making my Halloween fan game. I've got someone to do voice acting for Dr. Loomis, just looking for someone to voice Laurie Strode now. Yeah, to find someone to voice act is really difficult, especially for female characters. Because I've tried to find numerous people, and in the end they just, I don't know, they just don't do it. They're too busy, or I don't know, they just don't want to do it anymore. So I find it really difficult to find. So I have like one female character that has a voice, and then I've got like two that still don't have a voice. So that's what I'm struggling with. That's my next barrier to. If you find someone who can help you voice Laurie, then you know, send me their names and I'll check them out. Hey Boveretta, welcome back to the crinkly world. Have no fear, Bov is here. Yeah, we were just showing off the main menu in the quick select weapons menu. Now we've started a blank scene because we're going to start level designing the park. I don't know exactly how it's going to be set out, but I know roughly what I want. So I want there to be like a maze, a very small maze, a children's area. Then there's going to be bits to walk, you know, take your dog, you know, lots of grass and things, trees and bushes. There's going to be like a little security room, which you'll need to find a key for. And to get out of the park, the gate is all chained up, so you need to get like the bolt cutters to open it. And there's little emblems that I found. So for the statue or the waterfall or the fountain, you're going to have to find these emblems that you slot in, and it unlocks like different parts of the maze around the park. So that'll control what areas you can get to first. So I have a good idea of what I'm looking for. I just need to figure out the positioning of everything. Can you suggest someone? Kamerikai? I think that's her name. I don't know how to spell it. I would need to. I might be spelling this wrong. It's something like that. I'll find the name later. Because she did lines for me already. I don't know if she still uses Dreams though. It's been a long time. But all the other people I contacted, it was just a dead end. Like, they were ready to do the project and then nothing happened, you know. So I just kind of gave up. But all the male characters are all voiced. All of that is done. It's just the female ones that I've only got one done, you know. Hey, the Hero Keeper of the shop, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, thanks. Yeah, we're going to be designing the park today, so let's get some of the main assets ready first, right? So let's see if we can find a fountain. Oh my god, look at this one. That was fitting pretty perfectly. The funny thing is about this game, it's not very gory, so I'm not really going for that kind of aesthetic with like blood and everything, you know. It's going to be more... It's going to be more like a chaos than a gory thing. Right, I'm going to take a few of these out because sometimes the pictures don't really do them justice, so I'm going to take a few of them out and just see how they look first. This one's a massive one. Yeah, I don't think I want that one. I think that one's too big. I hate when you take an object out and it's like not centered. It's at an angle. Why? Why? Right, let's see. More simple. I mean, that's not a fountain, but the one that I was looking for, but I could still use this. Yeah, I think that's a good variety. I don't think I need to keep searching. I mean, that one does look nice with the, I think it's horses in the middle. This looks really nice as well. It's a bit more specific, you know. I suppose I'll keep this here, like, it's an extra detail, right, that you can throw in. I'm just really looking for something that I can use more as a centerpiece, you know. Look, this is the stuff I was telling you about Bovaretta. Media Molecule make a lot of assets that I just, like this pen, I never knew they made this kind of stuff, you know. And that looks really nice. Because they've got some that says buy Media Molecule, and then they've got some on the Dream Queen account. And if you just go on the account and search for stuff, you can find a lot of cool stuff, you know. What is this? Right. It's kind of giving me like more Japanese vibes, this, or like going to like a fancy restaurant or something. I like it, I just don't think I would use that one. Let me hit that like. Oh, thank you very much. You played the Cowardly Dog game. I saw it a long time ago, so I don't know if it's been updated. So probably not. I think I only played it when it was like you could walk around the house. I don't think there was any gameplay. So cool. Yeah, it's nice to, once we put all this together, it's going to look even better. Been playing Luigi's Mansion this Spooktober. Just got released on Nintendo Switch Online. That's the first game, right? Yeah, really good. Yeah, the first game's amazing. The second game, even though it's a bit different, I still really enjoyed it. But I played it on the 3DS, the second one. And then the third one, I really want to play it. I was trying to emulate it, don't tell Nintendo. But the frame rate was really bad. It was like dropping to like 20 FPS. So I was like, nah, I can't do this anymore. Because I think it's just like some emulators work, some don't. So I need to test it out with other ones and see. Because I really want to play that, but I don't have a Switch, so. Why do you think they never added online? It would have made massive communities just around one game on Dreams. Like why they didn't add online to Dreams? Oh, there's probably so many things they wanted to add to Dreams, but they just never done it because of time, really. And it was always an uphill battle. They were always figuring out like how can we make the game better, how can we sell the game more, and they just never reached a point that was comfortable, I think. So it just got out of hand, really. So this fountain looks nice. The statue in the middle is really cool. And obviously I could change some of the textures myself. This one's more simple, but I think it's a little too small, so I'm probably not going to use that one. I could make it bigger, but I prefer this one, you know. This one's alright. Like I could probably use this one like for like not the main centerpiece, but maybe like little points around the park. We could have like some benches and have like a little fountain there. So plus I really like the texturing on this one. It kind of fits with the style I'm looking for. And these two are more like. See, I don't think I would use this one because I think it's too extreme. It's too much like a centerpiece. I feel like I would need to do something with this one. But I like it, you know. It's just not too extravagant. And this one, like, this was the same. It's like, yeah, I could maybe put it somewhere, but it's not in my plans. We'll just have to wait and see. Fancy, very fancy. The water animation, the black square, looks great. This one here, yeah, it looks more realistic, right? Because this one's a little too frothy, you know, like a bit too slow. I don't know if I could just speed it up. Like, I don't normally work with this kind of stuff. Like, it's already at 100%, so... But look, I could just manipulate some things and see. Hand-drawn animation. Oh my god. You can make it really wild. I don't know if this would speed it up, would it? I don't think it does much. So yeah, I don't really work with paint and animated paint, so I don't really know all these options. This is all kind of new for me, and I'm probably not going to learn this stuff because I could probably just find some effects that the community's already made. So I think I'll stick with these two for now. And like these two can just be like bonuses, but I feel like I'm going to delete this one because I feel like it's a little too much. Yeah, it just doesn't fit with what I'm looking for, even though it is really good. This one I might delete. I can obviously try and make it a bit darker because then maybe it looks better when it's a bit darker, you know. But that's what I'm saying, like once you retexture a lot of this stuff, you can see it like this. It's not doing much. Like I don't even need to keep these objects. I'm just kind of messing around for now, you know. So when it's darker, I think it makes things look a lot better. Let's see if I can make this a bit darker as well. So I don't want to lose the original, you know, texture. Make like a duplicate in case I mess this up. So obviously I want it to be a bit darker, but just to make it a bit more realistic, you know. It's just annoying that the top part doesn't darken unless you go up to this point, you know. Because look, it only goes to about there. I feel like I would need to paint the top part myself, you know. But this looks great already, like I would probably, yeah, it's hard to select because it's got so many paint flecks on it. I don't want to change too much, I'll just leave it just now. Luigi Mansion series is interesting. Probably favourite is 3 for me. You got like the best of both worlds. Yeah, 3 is so good, like gameplay wise, it's just so fun to play. The first game I liked the atmosphere. Yeah, because the first game was kind of like Resident Evil, right? Like Nintendo's take. What's the story of the game? This one, so you got two different characters, and they both have their own little stories. Lisa, she's looking for her sister, and then the outbreak happens, and so she's just kind of trapped there looking for her sister. And there's like a, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's something with their family which is related to the outbreak, so it's all connected in some way. And then the second character, Jason, he was involved because his wife was taken to the hospital, because the hospital was like the core of the outbreak, and his wife was subjected to these experimentations and everything. So that's why he's involved, and he's obviously trying to find her and save her. And then both characters, they meet each other, and they help each other through the game. So they both have their own objectives, but ultimately they're trying to survive, to escape. And as they get deeper into the plot, at least from Lisa's side of things, she wants to uncover like the origins of the outbreak, like why this happened. But it's not like they're trying to put a stop to it and save the world. They're just trying to deal with their own personal things and escape. But there will be a lot of story points that mix between it all, you know. So I'll put these ones over here. So these two could be cool. Let's see if we can find other statues, because I think I remember there were some really good ones, like a lion statue, like that would be cool. For a park, I think that would be cool. Look at that, it's even got all the muscles and everything on it. Looks really good. Obviously it's crazy huge, but that would be very good, like a big figure piece. You walk in, you just see this big lion on top of a monument. Bull statue. I think I'll just keep with the lion for now. We have music for the game. Yeah, I've already got a lot of music ready for the game. So I've got like ambient tracks, I've got boss battle music, I've got music that plays through different areas of the game. But I'm going to make some new music as well, just to fill in some gaps and update a few things. So yeah, it'll have its own original soundtrack. The second game is my least favourite because you can do one objective at a time for the mansion. Yeah, I think it's because they made it for the 3DS. So it's kind of like, it's supposed to be played in like stages, you know? Because it's like, okay, I'm going to play like 20-30 minutes and then that's it, you know? Whereas 1 and 3 were more for like the TV, you know? So people could sit there for hours and play. So the structure of 2 is not so great, but on the 3DS I think it works. That's where I played it, so it made sense for me. You could have zombie animals in this level. Yeah, I was thinking like wolves or dogs or something, you know, something that could run around the fields, you know. Though I like the final boss of Luigi's Mansion too. Oh yeah, the final boss was tough. I thought the whole game was kind of easy, but then the last boss, I don't know, I was struggling. The HD version didn't fix the issue, sadly. Yeah, they probably just kept it, right? Too much work to redo the whole game, right? Sonic statue. This looks cool, but just doesn't fit the theme. Now that's really creepy. It's a very creepy one. I don't know if it would fit the park because it is a little demonic, you know. This is supposed to be a family friendly place, so I don't know if this will fit with what I'm going for, you know. I was thinking more like this, you know, like some kind of holy, peaceful kind of thing, you know. I think this is really cool, but I just think like for what I'm going for, it doesn't quite fit, you know. Because I want it to be like the woman in the fountain, you know, like it's the same kind of vibe, you know. Statue of Liberty. Napoleon statue. Jesus, that's really good as well. Look at that. I mean, I could put this in the game because it does look nice, but it's too real. You know, I don't want any real people in the game. You know. So there's another angel. So this is probably what I'm going to go for. More angels, more kind of peaceful kind of things. An Egyptian cat looks so good. See, it's another good one, but just too creepy. A wolf sculpture. This looks quite cool. Yeah, I could probably use this as well. Just makes the park a bit more interesting, so it's not just like the usual things. You get to see some monuments and things, so... What the hell? Media Molecule made this? Are you kidding me on? It's actually really, really good. Look, even the spine. Yes, that's came together really well. Just can't use it because it's just too creepy for... I know it's a horror game, but I don't want my park to be like crazy creepy. Same with this, the gargoyle statue. That would be really cool. What is this? A mermaid statue? I mean, maybe I could use this for like... Nah. Part of me's like, it's a bit too far, you know. This is the kind of statue that would work really well in Luigi's Mansion. You know, like a knight. Going through the Bayonetta series, I slept on peak. Unfortunately, I completed Bayonetta when it first came out, and I only had a PS3. And the PS3 version was terrible because the frame rate was so bad, it was so poorly optimised. So I never had an Xbox or PC or whatever. So I played the inferior version. But even then, I wasn't. I liked it. I liked the first game because it was crazy because she could use her hair to like transform into things. But the only problem I had was that I was expecting Devil May Cry because it's based on like the same people that made it, right? But I still prefer Devil May Cry, so I was like, good game. I finished it, but it didn't blow me away, you know. And then the second game and the third game were only on Nintendo, so I never played them. But I'm also on the Wii U. I got the second Bayonetta game on the Wii U, and I was playing through it, and it's fun. I think that the gameplay is really fun. The story's crazy though, like it's insane. But I guess that's part of the charm. But I'll finish that, and if I can get the third game working on the Switch, I'll try that as well because they are good games. Crazy statues here. Angel statue on a column. This is good too, but maybe a bit too much. Got a dragon head, looks nice. Some Minecraft stuff. Yeah, some Buddha things. Praying maiden. I could maybe use this as well because it's kind of similar to that other one. Yeah, it should be okay. Look at this one. That looks really good. Especially that Batman mask. Let me see this. Yeah, it looks really nice. The Batman one's definitely the best one though. Like, you can see some flaws in this here. Like, doesn't quite blend properly here. But this is really nice. this is unrelated. This is just me looking through. See, I don't want it to be too Greek. Oh my god. Somebody actually made this pixel art. Oh my god, that's amazing. Look at that. The amount of time it would have taken to make this. It's like a giant tree monster. Look, it's got people's bodies coming out of it and everything, look. That's insane. That is insane. I'd love to make a pixel art game in Dreams at some point as well, but for me, like, pixel art just takes me too long, you know? And I want to get better at 3D modelling, so I don't want to abandon that, you know? Right, we're getting into the creepy statue section now. Human statues. Let's see this collection. Right, it's that mermaid one again. Some guy's headless. I love the award. I love how he's all muscular here, but down here not so much. Yeah, so this is the kind of stuff I'm going to have to look into at some point, because like I know I'm learning how to sculpt characters now, but it's always good to have like a base just to help you, you know, just so you don't have to do this for every puppet you make. Like you can have some kind of base to follow. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to use any of these ones. Owl fish statue, they're quite cool as well. Would this fit? I mean, they look nice. I don't know if they would fit the game, but I'll put them there for now. Maybe I'll use them. It's a fancy statue base. Fancy clock. Little character here. A creepy, crappy statue. Yeah, it's quite creepy. Like, see when you cover the face like that, it does look quite creepy. That's really cool. Making amiibos of your characters. I think we've kind of got enough. Oh, this would be really good for the game, because in the hospital I do have a section where you have to find plastic body parts. So I literally could just use this and just like find these parts, you know. What is it called? Plastic anatomical model. Right, need to keep tabs on that. See, that's what's cool. Like sometimes you think you've found everything you need, and then suddenly you come across some cool stuff that you could maybe use like in a different scene or a different project, you know. Because there's a lot of good stuff here. The Joker statue. A turtle. Yeah, there's good stuff here, but I think I won't waste more time on that. I'll see if I can find some other assets now. Could you show me the Kermeki name? Yeah, sure. I just don't remember like how to spell it. I'll need to go back through my assets and see if I can find. It was something like Chimeric Kai, like. Come on, how do I spell this? Was it like this with two eyes maybe? I feel like I'm almost getting it right. It's one of those names where it's like I can say it, but I just don't remember the spelling. I'll find it for you though. I don't know. Let me see. Elements. Let me see. Lines. Let me put lines in. Where is she? There. This one. Kimerakai. That's it. So this is who I used for the one of the characters. So I don't know if she's still active. She has a Twitter and a Twitch as well, so you can probably try and contact her and see if she still goes on Dreams to do some stuff. And got Inter Attack out. He's he plays a doctor in the game, a Dutch doctor, of course. Get Kelby Jones, I think that's how you say his name. He's going to be Jason's friend. I don't know if he plays Dreams anymore. I've not seen this guy in a long time. Sean Lenhart, he's not a dreamer, but he is a professional voice actor, so he did all the lines on the PC, but then I had to import them. But the problem is now I don't know if I can import things because the importer is kind of buggy and glitchy now. So I think I can only use his voice for like the YouTube version of the game. I don't think I can do it in Dreams anymore, which is a problem. But hey, and this was Lady Snipe Shot. Like, I tried to get her to do the lines, but it was like a month later and she still didn't do them, and then she was busy with life and work, and then eventually it just never happened, and then she just gave up. So this is the story of my venturing, trying to find other people to do the lines, because there's other people that I approached, but it was on like Discord and Twitter. But then this one was going to be like the final one, you know. But sadly, never happened. So let me see. So what was I doing? Right, now we're going to try and find some other park references. Hideki Kemiya is doing Okami 2. I wonder how he will do it. Yeah, I noticed that, right? It was the guy that made he made Resident Evil 2. I remember the original one. And yeah, Okami 2, it's like a lot of pressure because like I don't think the first game sold that well, but they put it on everything, right? The PS2, the Wii, PS3, PS4, everything. So I don't know if it's selling better today or not. It's just the problem the game had was that the Wii version was the perfect version because you could draw like all the attacks with the symbols and stuff. But obviously like the console versions, you had to use the analog sticks, so I don't know if it was as good. But the gameplay, it was really good. I remember I played it on the PS3, but I never finished it because it was a long game, and I'm terrible with finishing these kind of games, like these Zelda kind of games. I just kind of lose my way with them, and then I forget what I was doing, and then I need to start again. But one day I'll go back to it, and I want to play there's a DS Okami as well when he's like a puppy. I want to play that one as well. So many classic games I still need to get to. Thanks, yeah, no worries. Hopefully she responds and you can get the voices done. Hopefully she's still on Dreams. But yeah, I'll need to find other people, because like you could try and like search for voice acting and just see what profiles come up, because some people might put it in the description like, hey, I voice act, you know. So maybe we could find some people that way, but right now I'm just focused on getting the game functional before I do the voices, because I wasted so much time trying to find people to do it, you know. Right, so let's see, a park bench. Well, that one looks good enough. We could probably just go with that one. I don't think we need to go too complex. I feel like there's a bench for every occasion, right? You know, you've got benches that are good for the park, ones that are close to the water, ones that are more on the street. But I think I'll just make my life a lot easier and just use this one. And that's it. I think that'll be fine. So then we need to find, well, you know what I'll do? I'll just search for like a park and let's see what kind of stuff we find. Jurassic Park. That would be cool. See if I could make a survival horror game with dinosaurs one day. Look at this, you've already got all the dinosaurs here. I could literally just... I used to be terrified of this one as a kid. My god. But that's my next ambition. Make a horror game with dinosaurs. That'd be pretty badass. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Because I love Dino Crisis, and Dino Crisis 2 was more like an action game than a survival horror game, so I didn't really like it as much. And 3 was in space, so that's all that needs to be said about that, you know. I would love to see a remake though one day. Hopefully they do it. Because I see some indie developers, they're making like... they're making their own dinosaur survival horror inspired game. But obviously it's indie, so it's never going to be as polished, you know. Realistic shrub. What is this? High gameplay thermal version. Low gameplay thermal version. Well, obviously I'm going to want the low one. Low gameplay, better at distance. Don't know, looks the same to me. We'll just get rid of that. Without invisible sculpt shadows. Oh, okay. These have shadows, this one doesn't. Ah! What one's better? The low gameplay thermal version or the low gameplay better at distance? I guess one looks crappier up close, but to be honest, they both look the same to me. Like the gameplay high version, I don't see a difference. I really don't. God knows. I just noticed a difference with this one because it's like a bit lighter and it doesn't have as much going on, you know. And it seems like you could make your own one. I think it's literally just this cloned. I'll probably keep that though, because I might put like little bits just lying around, kind of broken up. Let's I guess I'll keep this one because since there's a mode where you can see in the distance, you know, first and third person, so I think I'll just keep this one. Right, so that took away 2% gameplay. What about this? Nothing. I think I'll keep that. I just want to separate this so that I can have two different versions that I can just put together, you know. Because see, for me, this one looks very dreamlike, so it's good for thermal, but not so good for realism, whereas this one is really good. Plus, they've made it all with a sculpt. So see, if you paint all this, it gets really laggy. Like if you were to multiply this a lot, it would start to lag if it was made of paint. But if you sculpt it, it doesn't have that problem. And obviously the creators optimized this one, so it should be a bit better. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll go with this one because it does the job. It looks realistic. Where did I find that? It was in here, wasn't it? This one, a realistic shrub. Yeah, I don't see the point in like searching for lots of different shrubs because I feel like if I have one, it does the job, you know. I just need to find some trees, but I just need to see how they look in this scene. You know, because I could use these, but for me, that just doesn't fit right. I want a proper tree. Yeah, so as predicted, it's mostly like Jurassic Park and South Park things that I'm finding. So let's do the shrub, right? Just to see what comes up. What else do we have? What other options? So this is the part that will destroy me because I want to use a lot of detail. So I want to use as many of these as possible, you know. Just got to think because there's going to be like a pond area, so maybe I'll use some of these, you know, just on the edge of the lake. There's a lot to choose from here. I don't want to overdo it and make like 10 different kinds. I want to try and keep it simple enough that I'm not doing anything too crazy, you know. Like it would be good to have some flowers around. See, I could do some daffodils, but it's almost the same, right? I don't think I need to make anything too lavish, you know. Like some things look really nice, but I don't want to overdo it because plants are really bad for thermal because they're too intricate, you know. Too many things going on, especially if they've got paint on them. I'd use a combination of those fleck bushes and sculpt bushes because if one of those sculpt bushes is like 20 twig sculpts, then it's going to cause a lot of performance issues when you've got a lot of them. Yeah, I could probably do like the blurry ones in the background just in the darkness, you know, and then have the detailed ones at the front, so that's the ones you can actually see. Yeah. But I can probably make those myself, you know what I mean? I could probably just like put the fleck detail down, right? Make my own bushes. See, I'd love to make like a proper garden and like utilize like a lot of these flowers and stuff. But I just know it'll be a nightmare, absolute nightmare. Mushrooms as well. Yeah, I think I'll stay away from mushrooms. Right, let's do the trees then. A realistic oak tree. Now we need to decide what kind of tree do we want. Oh, it doesn't have a bottom part. What the hell? I mean, this would only really be good if it was like a wall, and then you put the tree behind the wall, you know, like, I don't know how I'm supposed to use that in this context. Realistic oak tree module. Nah, they look too dead. You know, maybe it's good for like a cemetery or something, you know. Let's just use Little Big Planet trees. Imagine making like a really realistic world, but then you fill it with like really unrealistic things. There's walnut trees. This one's okay, but obviously it's made of paint. So if you duplicate these too many times, you know, you're going to hit some problems at some point, you know. And I mean, I'm on the PS5, so it won't hit me as hard, but if anyone's playing on a PS4, it's probably going to cripple the system, right? This is why I think it's better off just making my own tree at some point, you know, just to optimize it the best I can. See, I don't like this. It says realistic, but it's black. Like, what is going on? Maple tree. That's the thing. If you don't use paint flecks and you use the sculpt, then everything looks very plasticky. So, not so good. Bark. I like the sides. I just don't like the top part. I just think it looks too cartoony on the top. It's like the top part ruined the rest of it, you know. Right, trees of the United States. These are just a handful of tree types. A handful? Seriously? This is a handful? This is a lot more. Right, so this is more like swamp kind of trees, right? The east, they have more thin kind of trees. I just want a standard tree, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like a British tree, you know? Just something that's like... It's kind of thick, the bark, but then there's leaves, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want these big, thin... Do you know what I mean? Something like that that's more like broccoli, you know? A little nicer than that, though. I mean, you'd probably see something like that in a park, wouldn't you? Something that's a bit more colourful, right? Depending on the time of the year and everything. Just want like one standard tree that I can just... doesn't draw too much attention to itself, you know, it's just enough. That's too crazy, that one. Hey Swick, nice to see you again. Yeah, we're designing the level design for the park area, but we're just trying to get a few more assets. It's really hard to find a tree that I like, because everything's too thin or too extravagant, you know? Like, I just want a standard tree, you know? Like, everything's dead fancy, you know? I just want a normal... Maybe it's because I'm not American. I'm expecting my trees to be more British, you know? Like, that would be a cool tree, but not for, like, the whole park. Do you know what I mean? It would only be good for, like, one part. Could I use this stump just as an extra detail? It might be good just to have around at some point. I wonder how long these assets will stay on their servers. Will be the end of an era. Oh, don't start that to give me my horrible PTSD here. I hope we get to keep them forever. If they take them off, then yeah, we're going to have to sculpt everything ourselves, and because of the new limits they put on you, like you can't just sculpt all you want because you're going to run out. So you're going to have to make an account. Not even an account, right? Because you couldn't even share the assets after a while. You're just going to have to let it go, you know. Yeah, I think if they ever did that, then Dreams would be dead. Because I don't think people would stick around anymore, you know. But don't put that thought in my mind. I want to try and finish my game first, you know, before we mourn it. I think I would have no choice but to go to like the PC, but I don't know. I don't want to think about that yet. I wonder if the community will have them all archived, like the LBP community had their levels archived. Yeah, I'm curious because like they can hack the PS3, right? So anything on Little Big Planet 1, 2 and 3 they could archive. And I guess, I don't know if the PS4 is hacked yet or what, but they would need to hack it and take control, I guess. But I don't know how. You know, I'm not a hacker. I'm just an emulator, that's it. I think I'm just gonna have to like use the trees I've got, but like I think it's gonna be it's not gonna be a forest, right? So what the hell? Bovaretta, did you make this? This is the most crinkliest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. Bovaretta, what have you done? that definitely needs to go in the Legend of Bovaretta game. Like I need to take that as inspiration. It's literally just called trees. It's gonna be hard to find it, you know, because the name's so specific. What the hell is this? My god. Talk about tall trees. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna stick with the trees I've got, but then since it's not a forest, I'm just going to put like a few trees like here and there, you know, like just kind of like around. Yeah, they'd have to do something. Stop killing games, right? Oh, yeah. Stop killing games within games. I think that's the new trend, right? Oh, look at that. I don't know why there's really colourful trees, but okay. But that, I think we'll just keep that. So, try to think. Let me see if I want to make a maze, right? So, can I find a hedge or something? Yes. Yes, we can find a hedge. It looks a bit more like a reptile, to be honest. Someone's actually, oh my god, they've actually made a full-on maze. Where is it though? I don't, oh, it's way over there. What the hell, man? You literally made the maze, like, impossible to find. Look at this. Yeah. This would be an absolute nightmare. Absolutely. Imagine getting trapped in here. So yeah, I want to make a maze for my park, but not that kind of maze. Like it's going to be not to get lost in, it's just to walk around, you know. Simple hedge. See, this is the kind of thing I probably don't need to use the community for, because I could just like reduce the detail and then that would be that, do you know what I mean? But since this one has a bit more detail on it, I'll think about using it. I'll think about it. An imp hedge. What else is there? A flowering hedge.
Why you cut it out?
Of course, Sonic the Hedgehog is going to be there. There's a lot of really good Sonic models. Look at that, that's really good. People love making Sonic, don't they? I'm curious how they made these. Because, like, oh my god, they're really shiny. They must have used like a glitch or something, right? Or just, I don't know. Because even on the inside you can see like all the intricate parts. Yeah, that's really cool. Not what we're looking for, but... See, that Sonic the Hedgehog just takes up the whole search bar. A simple arched hedge. Like, that's something I could make myself, you know what I mean? I don't need to spend 4 thermo on this thing, do you know what I mean? What the hell? Why is it made of multiple paint pieces? What the hell's going on? Why is it like this? I don't use Paintflex, so I don't understand why. Why did somebody make this like this? Why? This is like super complicated. Why couldn't you just make a sculpt and then just make it flecky? You know what I mean? That would have been so much easier. Very crinkly, yeah. I reckon once the PS4 dies for good, the modding scene will grow exponentially, and Dreams might have a slight resurgence like LBP did. And then finally, Dreams will be on PC. That'll be the silver lining, right? You can actually emulate it on PC and release it on PC servers, so it will have some kind of PC functionality. That's the mystical tree thing. I know I need to use that tree. Well, they're already decompiling 360 games to run natively on PC. Give it a few years and we'll have Dreams PC edition. Hopefully there's enough interest to make it happen. I remember when I was new to Dreams, I used to make scenes and accidentally labelled them as elements. I wonder if anyone stamped one of my old scenes into their game. Yeah, they just stole your whole game, right? That would be cool. Yeah, I reckon one day we'll get all these lost features and stuff on a modded PC port or something. That would be great. They converted the sculpt to flex. That's why it's in pieces like that. Why? Doesn't make sense. I really feel like the people that sculpt these kind of Sonic things, like there must be huge fans, because like the detail is just nuts. Like, they could sculpt many other things as well, you know, but they're just dedicated to the Sonic craft. I mean, look, it's perfect, like the proportions and everything. Unfortunately, I can't search for any more hedges because
Thanks a lot.
Sonic just takes up everything. Yeah, so let's what else do we need? That's what I'm afraid of, the interest. I don't think Dreams community is nearly as committed as the LBP community. Yeah, plus a lot of the Dreams community, they could just move on and do art on the PC, or they could go to game dev on the PC. They don't really need Dreams itself, you know. Let me think. Right, so we've got the statues, we've got the fountain, we've got some kind of hedge, we've got the trees, the logs, the benches, some other little foliage, these little funky statues. What else do I need? Because things like the gate, for example, I'm probably going to make it on my own. I don't know why all these messages are popping up now, because these are like really old. See, I want something like this, but I just don't feel like it fits because it's a little bit cartoony, you know. Yeah, I'll probably make my own walls and gates and stuff, just to make it more unique, you know. Some of these are fine. I just know I'm not going to use them because like they're not the same detail that I want, you know. Iron fence gate. I mean that looks good, but I don't know if it's tall enough. Do you know what I mean? Like I can keep it for now, but I don't know if I'll use it. Fantasy new area prompt. I was thinking about this the other day. But you don't need a template for that, you can make your own. There's another one that you could use. I mean, I could actually use this not as a gate, but I could use this as like a fence, right? Do you know what I mean? Just like that. And then, do you know what I mean? Just use that as a fence. Just get like a brick wall underneath, and then put this across. So that could be good for now. Anything else? Anything else? Something like this, but I would need to, the structure's okay. I would just need to texture it, but this could be kind of good for the entrance, you know, like of the park, like that. That kind of fits like the vibe that I'm going for when you enter, you know. Like it's literally just separate this. What is in here? What the hell? Why is there eyes? why is there crinkly eyeballs inside this wall? Oh, Veretta, what have you done? What have you done? Yes, the person basically just made their own wall, right? But it's roughly what I'm looking for the entrance, you know. So I can probably just use it as like a placeholder, even though it's kind of off, like it's not centralized for some stupid reason. Exactly, there's more powerful alternatives. Yeah, because Little Big Planet was unique, you know, like Dreams is basically just a game engine, right? Because it has more options. So let me see, can I rename this just for fun? Where's the... Right. What? Why is it like... Why are these two together but this one... Why is this one not here? You know what I mean? And why don't you just use a microchip? Do you know what I mean? Like you could just use a microchip and put all your text there, and then... less messy, right? But let's exit only, entrance. The Haunted Mansion, obviously I'm not going to call. Get rid of that. Something Park. What could the name of the park be? You know, because the hospital is like, what is it? It's got some kind of crinkly name. I can't remember the name. Like Bovina Hospital or something. You know. So we can keep the crinkle Easter eggs in, but we just need to figure out a name that's not too crinkly. You know. Eyeball Easter egg. You know, they're watching you from the inside. The eyeballs are good insulation. Oh, that makes sense. Very, very spongy, right? So something park like... say Bovina. I think that's the name of the hospital. Bovila. Let's call it Bovila. In fact, I'm going to have to make it all capitals, right? Bovila. The way this is all set up is bugging me. But I'm gonna like, I want to really make like a proper name with like a sculpt, you know, and like put it across and make it all metallic and everything and all rusted. And but that's like a detail I'll add later because it doesn't impact the gameplay of the game. So I just want to do those finer details at another time, you know. That's what I line my loft with. It keeps the heat in. I didn't know that. Well, you learn something new every day. So there you go then. That's what we need more of. More eyeballs. Right. What else am I missing then for the park? What else do we need? Because grass I can make on my own. I don't need to find grass, right? You just paint it green and make it leafy, you know. Leaves. Could try and find some leaves. Like if I can find a bunch of them. Falling leaves, not winding leaves. I don't know about the bottom part, but I'll keep it around just in case, but I saw there was another one over here that looked quite good. This also has trees as well, which is good. So we've got lots of stumps we could use as well. Right, here's the leaves here, right, so something like that could be nice. Just to add a little bit of extra texture. The leaf pile as well would be good. It's not like so realistic obviously, but it's just to add a little bit of depth. An autumn bush. A lot of things are too colourful. Right, is there any other trees here we could use? Because this was the kind of tree I was looking for, you know, more like a standard kind of tree. Maybe I can use this as well. Because see, it's like these trees are more thin, this one's more bushy, you know. So I can maybe throw a few of those around. I still don't know what time of the year the game's going to be set in, if it's going to be in like the autumn or the winter. I still don't know yet, so that could determine the type of trees and leaves we have. I think that's enough for trees. Let me see, there's dead trees. There's another really crinkly tree with like a face in it. Where's the face? Look. Oh god. Somebody made the wee guys from Star Wars. I don't want to put a dead tree in because, like I said, it depends on the time of the year, you know. But we found the leaf pile, so that's good enough for me. Leaf maker tool? Someone actually made a tool. How does this work? Oh my god. All leaves are single stroke. Why? Can easily be arranged. Don't need to merge paintings. Merging costs thermal and messes up properties. Okay. Oh, it's got some cool leaves here, right? Let me see. 2%. I just don't know how this works. Like, it's moving around. Look, it's like, what's going on? Why does it say square? Do I need to go into play mode and press square? Oh, fuck. This is why I don't mess around with community stuff, because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Dirt with leaves. Realistic dead leaves. That could be kind of cool. It's kind of similar to the other one I found over here. 6% though. It's not good. You know what? I've got this one. Let me see, detailed dirt with leaves. That's 1%. This could be cool to use. It's just annoying me that it kind of keeps tilting. It's not so flat, you know. That could be cool to use for the ground. Want to get some ground textures as well. Grass moss leaves, fallen leaves. Does it falling fall leaves? Oh god, there's another bloody tool. Place the box somewhere high above the scene once you have it. Right, just right scope in and delete the box. Alright. Oh! Oh god. What have I done? Okay, right. Now what? They're just floating in the sky. Right, this is a cool tool, but obviously not what I was looking for. And 16% gameplay thermal. That's not acceptable. Oh god, someone killed the mystical tree and all, part 2. Hey Dino, nice to see you again. How are things going with you? Hey Scheme, nice to see you again as well. We're just getting some assets for the new park area for the game. I think we've almost got a lot of what we're looking for. I think I just need to find some ground textures now, you know. Let's see. I'll just put ground, see what comes up. Realistic rock ground. Cobblestone. See, it's not a forest, but maybe this could look good. I mean, it's a park, so I don't want to make it too crazy. But we've already got a lot of good assets that we can use to start building everything, you know. Realistic landscapes, rock formations, the clouds. Yeah, we already have this one with the leaves. Maybe I could use that one for like the pathway, and then just have like the rest is all grass, you know. There's a tile pack here, but I don't know. I just hate working with the tile packs because everything's so flat, you know. I wanted to have more freedom to make things a bit more natural, you know. Don't know if this would look good. Ah. Could work in conjunction with the leaves and stuff, but I don't know. Let me just take off this grid. It's bugging me. Hey Freddie, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Freddie Joshua Drake, howdy. Realistic assets, what have we got here? Rocks. I don't know if I'll put any rocks in the park. I don't know yet. Tiles. No, let's maybe let's just start piecing things together and we'll see how it all unfolds. And if I need anything else, I can try and put it in. So let me just move all these things like over here for now, you know. Let me see. These leaves, I don't even know if I'm going to keep these ones. Maybe I'll keep maybe I'll just keep these ones on the ground here. I'll probably just delete these other parts. You know what? Let me do it the easier way. And I think I'll just keep these as an extra pile that I can use. Ta-da! Okay. By the way, Crazy Dude is fine. Freddie E. Fazbear, right? Don't call me Freddie E. Fazbear. Don't call me Joshua Drake. Just call me Crazy Dude, right? Crazy Dude 13, that is. Like my name, preferably, is Crazy Dude. Okay. Let's shorten it then for Crazy Dude. Right, so we've got all the assets here. what I'll do is I'll just group them all together. Makes things a lot easier. Right. So let's start scoping out this park area then with the assets we've got so far, and then we'll get a structure going. Since I stopped working on my advanced assault game a long time ago, I have 3 finished levels, just collecting dust. I've decided I'll just release what I have, and I've been cleaning up the loose ends. Yeah, that's good. Like 3 levels is a lot of levels, so even though it's not complete, it's still a lot of work. So yeah, I would definitely do that. Why not, right? So let me see. So we'll just structure things out simply first, right? We'll get the ground, and we'll get the benches, right? Because we have to. The park is going to be very like structured in a way where it's like go forward, left, right. You know, it's not going to be like a park that's like all crazy. It's going to be very structured. There's going to be like a maze in the middle. There's going to be like a little lake. There's going to be certain areas that are more specific, like a kids area, and more open areas. So the park doesn't look like the same thing copy and pasted. You know, there are unique points to it. So let me just put down let's put down the. In fact, let's just put down a normal puppet first. I was going to get like the first person puppet, but I can always put that down later. Right, just to get a reference here for the scale of everything, you know. Right. Don't know if I should make that. It's a bit too big. Let's leave it like that. The ground. I don't know if I should make it like a little smaller. The third level is a boss battle anyway, so it wraps up nicely, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, like an old Sonic game. You know, stage 3 is like the boss battle, kind of fits. Your streams inspired me to get into Dreams again. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's nice to try and get people back into it again, you know, or even just like creating, you know. I think it's it's good to keep creating, keep our minds kind of busy, you know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use this for the floor because it's like crazy messy. Let's just make everything snow. Would solve all the problems. Don't know what else I could do here. Make it a bit lighter. Because I'll probably like clear out this path and make it a bit cleaner. So when you enter the park, I'll just make like a line of like of benches, and that's another thing. I'll need to get like a trash can or something, right? You know, some kind of bin to put in between, right? Park. If it's British, let's say bin, but what's this? An abandoned bus station, right? I think I want to use one of those wooden ones, you know. Park, let's just say trash. It's probably more common, right? Yeah, something like that. I think I would prefer to use something like this, a bit more rustic, you know. Then we'll figure out the scaling between it all, you know. Let me see. So I don't want to like fill with like too many benches, you know what I mean? I want to kind of space out a bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to figure out how long the path goes on for, you know. Have you seen Phase 0 at MSG? No? What is this? I made one of those trash cans a few days ago in Blender. Oh, nice. So you're already one step ahead of me. Very good, very good. So yeah, you can copy what I do in the park and put your trash can, and we'll make a duplicate version. Just looked up Phase Zero myself. Probably the best love letter to the old Resi games I've seen. What is this? I have no idea. I was playing an indie game last night. It's called Post Trauma, and it's like an indie survival horror game like Silent Hill, Resident Evil. The combat's really janky, but the graphics and everything are cool, and I think it's decent for like an indie game. Thought it was going to be difficult, but it was really easy. No, don't know about this. Is it on the PlayStation? Is this a PC game or something? Okay, so I'm going to get like a... Oh. Just use this as like a fake kind of entry point, right? I'll delete this cube eventually, right? But just for now, right? Let's pretend this is the entrance of the Villa Park. So I'm probably going to have like, I don't want it to be so open. I want there to be like some trees in the background, but I don't want there to be too many. I think I'll use this tree because it's kind of wider, so maybe it's better, you know. So we'll just kind of fill up a lot of stuff here. I'll put like some bushes at the back, some trees, and then I want there to be like just a path you go up to, and then you'll get to like a central kind of area, and then you can go forward to go through the maze. You can go left, you can go right if you want to like walk around the park, you know. And then I'll probably like block off one side, so like you go around that side just to find like an item or something. It's like an optional path you can take, but then it's kind of blocked off. And then you go to the left and there's the security room and everything, but there's no key. And then you can go around and you find the gate to get out, but again you don't have the bolt cutters to get there, so you have to go through the maze. That will take you to different parts of the park. You'll find the key that will get it'll open the security room to get the bolt cutters, but then you still need to find like the emblems to put into the statue or the fountain to unlock the gates in the maze. So there's like a whole kind of method to get through the park to get to the gate that has the chains to use the bolt cutter on, and then that's when you go out onto the streets and then I'll make a new area that has like a petrol station. Maybe you can go inside, kind of like Resi 2 Remake. When you go inside, I might do something like that, and then you'll go into the alleyways, and then you'll go onto the other parts of the street and through the buildings, and I'm going to make like a little hotel, just the first floor that you can go through, and there's like a dining room that you can pass through to get to the other side, because I'm going to make all the streets covered in cars so that you can't pass through it. Originally I was going to do that, but I felt like it was kind of boring, like just walking through a street, and it was too many streets to walk to get to the hospital. So I was like, okay, maybe you have to go through a detour, go through like Jason has the convenience store, he has the restaurant, so he has a few buildings you can go into, but Lisa just had like one, and her building was just to get the fire extinguisher. So then once she goes through that point, then I felt like she needed more buildings to go through and to vary up the gameplay. So that's why I'm going to add like the hotel and stuff, and maybe another little building she can pass through, and it just makes things a bit more interesting, I think. Agreed, that was Echoes of the Living. I love the PS2 art style of Phase Zero though. Echoes of the Living. Oh, the guy that was making the fan game with that YouTube channel, that Residents of Evil or something. They were supposed to be making a game together with that guy, because it's just one guy, and I think he remade the mansion, the Resident Evil 1 mansion, in Unreal Engine or something, and it looked really nice. But I feel like the games, they never, it's like Machina syndrome, we just never finish them, you know? I feel like they're really good demos, but they just don't get finished, you know? But there's another new survival horror game that just came out. It's called Tormented Souls 2. I don't know if you played the first one, but the second one just came out. And it's not so expensive, like 20 quid maybe a bit less. And people seem to be really enjoying it, so maybe it's good. Gives me hope that we can still have good indie survival horror games, you know. It doesn't have to just be Resident Evil and Silent Hill all the time, you know. There can be other varieties, variations. Right, I'm just trying to figure out how I can do this without it being too much. Don't know if I should do it like that, like a hedge, a tree, a hedge, you know, like. And then over here it'll just be like grass or something, you know. Like I can probably just do that just now, you know, like. It's a good colour for grass. It's really hard to get like a good colour, right? It's not too dark, it's not too light, you know? Okay, we'll just do that for now. I don't play around with this stuff, so I don't even know how it works. Impasto, what the hell's all this stuff? Looseness, yeah, if we want to make a big ball of nothing, that's perfect. Neatness. That's quite cool for tiles. It's actually quite nice. Like if you just want to make like a bathroom wall or floor, that's actually really cool. Because if I change the colour to like that, like look, I just made a tile floor, like super easy. This is just if you want to animate it, right? Right. I think if you want to update it, you go into, what is it, coat mode or style mode? Because it's the same options, isn't it? And you can change the flex, right? Like, I think you have to change it to like this, right? Make it more streaky. And then after that you can change this, right? That's it. I'm learning. I never mess with flex, so for me this is like completely new. Right, so that's like the looseness actually changes the length as well as the impasto. And that just straightens up everything, right? Let me see, don't want to make the grass too long. Just enough, you know. Ruffle would be good as well, right? So it's not so straight. That'll do. Just to give me something to work with for now. I'd always just put another one there for now. Because I don't want people to like come in and like go over to this side of the map. Like I want to kind of block it off so you can only go forward, you know. So the one part is there will be a car here because she crashes her car into the gates of the park. So the gates are going to be like on the ground and our car is going to be like blocking this part here. Yeah, there's definitely still a place for classic survival horror, which is cool. Yeah, the only thing that I'm finding about these indie classic survival horror games is that they're very janky for combat, especially. And it's like, it's so obviously janky. It's not like, oh, it's a little bit janky. No, it's like, it's really bad. Like that post-trauma game, I liked everything about it, but the combat is really bad. Because it's like, even if you get a gun, you can't aim the gun. You can only shoot the gun, like, with one button. So, already it's kind of super janky. And then you shoot the enemy, and the enemy just goes like, you know, like, kind of stupid. So I feel like it's, some things could be polished up a bit more, you know. Let's do another one of these. I don't want it to be like too long at the same time, because you're going to enter here. You know, I don't want to go like too far. I think like 3's enough. So we just need to duplicate it for the other side, you know. Is that wide enough? This is the part that always takes me a long time to figure out, like the sizes of things. Is the space too big? Is it too narrow? You know what I mean? I need to play around with it. But once I start putting the gameplay in and we start walking about, I think it will be more obvious, like if things are getting a bit too cramped or whatever. Where's this going here? must be... Okay. Okay. Right, let's get the fences sorted here. Let me see. Right, this is just for argument's sake, right? But because the gate got crashed down, right, we'll just... delete this. I don't know how it's going to go, if it's going to be on the ground or if it's just going to be like open. Because I'm probably going to make my own fence anyway, so we'll just kind of leave it like kind of open then. Just put it in like that for now. Because the car's going to come in, it's going to crash like in this way, so this gate's probably going to be wide open, this one probably not as much. Maybe just a little bit more. And then we'll have the car like just kind of here, you know. I can't remember the card that we used for the other scene, so I'll just put like a random car, or I'll try and find the one I used. I might just put like a random one just for now, then I'll update it later. So I don't want to waste time finding assets for something. Oh, what is this? Let's look at collections. I think it was an SUV we used last time. I think it was one of these cars. Can't remember if it was that one. No, I think we used like a... It was like a truck, wasn't it? Or a pickup truck. I think we used a pickup truck. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think we used a red one of this. Yeah, that's it. That's the car we used. So let's fix the scale a little bit. Right, so the car basically crashed through the gate here. Just kind of, because she's coming driving along, there's like a zombie, and she kind of turns and crashes through, you know. So I'll probably just put it like that. Kind of want to block off that section though. because I don't want the player to have any space to go out, you know. Just leave it like that, I think. That's how the entrance is going to be. Right, let me save this before I forget. Okay, right. So it'll go up to about here. We'll just extend this for now, just for convenience sake. Then we'll fill in the gaps later. So once we get to the central area, I wanted to put like the fountain there. Let me get this one. Or can I put that kind of somewhere in the middle? So if you're coming up, you're going to see this fountain, and there's going to be like a circular path that goes around, and then you can go in different directions. So the maze is going to be over this way. There's going to be another path that goes up that way. So let me make another pathway going up that way, you know. Oh. So you see, I'll just kind of keep it going like that. I'll probably make this pathway a bit longer than the entrance one. So you're going to have to go up that way, and then you can go up that way, and so on, you know. I just need to figure out, let me see. So we come down there, you'll see the centerpiece there. Just need to see if that's a good space. Yeah, I think it's just trying to get everything centralized. And I'll probably have to move these a little bit more over here a bit, I think, and maybe a bit further down. And I'll probably put like a, I'll have to put something here just to kind of block it off so it's not like too full, you know. It's like that, wasn't it? Yeah. So I'm just kind of keep it a bit like that. Obviously I'll rotate the trees and change a little thing here and there, you know. This part in the middle though, I'm going to have to fill this up with something, but it's going to be at night, so there's going to be a lot of darkness. You're not going to really see too far into this bit here, and then I'm going to have like maybe some lamps that kind of go down that illuminate the path a little bit, and obviously you'll have the moonlight and stuff, but a lot of this big area in the middle you're not actually going to see anything. So you know, I could just like fake it a little bit, you know, just add some details like that, you know, just to cover it up a little bit, you know. Because in the darkness you won't really see too much of that. So that looks a bit better now because you can't really see a big open field, you know. The Dreams puppet size is confusing. Sometimes you expect it to be an average adult height, but it's more like a 10-year-old. You think so? Someone told me like the puppet was like some stupid size, like 9 foot tall or something, you know? Like, it's just not what it's supposed to be, you know? And once I design my character, it's like not every character is going to be the same height as this puppet, you know what I mean? Like someone might have shorter legs, they might have a bigger torso, you know, so not everything has to fit like this exact template, you know. So when I build my character, I'll need to figure out like proportionally how tall they actually are, you know. But I need to make the characters similar in size to like the zombies and everything, because the zombies grab them, and if you're a small character, it just doesn't work, you know. So everybody has to be kind of the same, you know. Just maybe a bit bulkier or a bit slimmer, or like just a tiny bit bigger or smaller, you know, not too much. Right, so I'll what I'll do for this part here, if I'll just like try and fill it up a bit more like that, or just put more of these in the way, you know. Put this in like the corner. From what I remembered, it was 1.5 meters. There's a measuring tool somewhere in the gadgets. Yeah, I've never really used it. I usually just do everything by eye, you know. So for me, if it's the right height or not, you know, just how it looks. This is one thing I hate about once you start messing with the flex. See if you touch the grass, it picks up the whole thing, and I just want to pick up the ground. I don't want to pick up the stupid pieces of grass. Yeah, you can use a ruler to measure it. Yeah, but who's got time for that, right? Is the puppet seriously 4 foot tall? No, that's impossible. There's no way that's 4 foot tall. Unless, like, because we scale down all our assets, then we make all the other assets 4 foot or less, you know, but I don't know. For me, it's like if you made somebody like this, do you know what I mean? Like that would be like a normal sized adult, like this size, you know? But that's how scaling works, right? Because you could just make the rest of the world fit the puppet, and then you would never know. Check it at SMG. What's SMG? I always thought it was like 5 foot or 5 foot or something. Yeah, people always told me it was massive. I'm sure Media Molecule said something like that was the puppet's actually 7 foot tall or something. God knows. Right, let me. You might be right, but for some reason I remember it being way smaller than average adult male. Yeah, I don't even know. It's just what I heard, but who knows? Scott Mates Games. Alright, SMG. I thought you were talking of like the the game you were recommending. I thought it was like some other developer or something called SMG. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I think I need to get used to be SMG, like a machine gun, you know. I used to be LBA, and now I'm SMG. It's like no consistency anymore. This is really annoying me, by the way, this stupid grass. So let me get rid of it for now. Let's just make it flat, and then it makes my life a lot easier. Right, I'm just gonna like really lazily duplicate these for now. Everything's going to get updated and changed anyway, so this is just me getting a rough idea, you know. Just to create like a pathway, you know. Hopefully it gets really dense, because I want to make it like filled with like detail and good atmosphere. Maybe some fog, we'll put some fog in. If it doesn't destroy the frame rate, it would be good. Put some more of these down. Doesn't have to be super symmetrical, but I think it's okay. Boveretta will come along with her wand and make everything crinkly. Oh god, I don't even want to know what that wand looks like. Could be the most crinkliest thing you've ever seen. Don't tempt me. She's already coming, don't worry. Yeah, she'll have like mega trees. Just put a tree down like this, look. How good is that, right? Just makes everything more claustrophobic. Right, so I'll just do the same thing I did here. I'll just kind of block it out a bit more, you know. So I don't want to make it too much like a jungle, you know. Like I want to make it like just dense enough without making it too crazy, you know. So I might do actually, I might just put the bushes a little bit closer to the tree itself as well, you know. So at least we've got some variation here. It's a very populated park. Hey, the start is fate. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Just checked in game. Yep, the puppet is 1.56 meters. Wow. There you go then. We've been crinkly small this entire time. Plot twist. So let me just create like a big stupid piece here, you know, just to get an idea for the path. Right. Oh my god, what did I just do? How did I manage that? Oh my god. I think I was duplicating it and I was like, where did all the duplications go? And then I realised, oh wait a minute, they're all here. It's the fun part though, like just painting to get rid of them all. Right, sorted. Scene looks nice, man. Oh, thank God. Because for me it's very bare bones right now. We're just trying to get the structure. So once I get the structure, we'll tidy some things up, add a bit more detail and textures and fix the grass and everything, and then put the fog in, the lighting, and then I think it'll start to look decent, you know. Because I'll put like some trash, like maybe some trash cans have like fallen over, you know, and there's like some trash on the ground and stuff, you know. So plus I want to fix the path because I'm not like entirely convinced with this one, but just using it for now just to get a rough kind of structure. Let's see if I can just duplicate that and just spread the paths off, because it's going to go like in like a north, south, east, west kind of direction, you know. And we're going to use this fountain as like a center point. I don't know how far this is going to go, but because the entrance is not so long, but once you get to this part, the east and the west part is going to go a bit further, and then it's going to go up that way, you know. So it's going to come out to here and then go up that way, and over this part here there's going to be like a maze. So we're going to create like a very simple maze and maybe put like a little lake or a pond or something around it. So if you don't go through the maze, you have to go around this way to get around the pond. But one side, I'm probably going to block off like one side, like you'll come around here and it's blocked, and then you'll go around this side and you're going to find like the security building. And I'll probably make it so that there's something blocking you up a bit further up here, and then if you go through the maze and you get through to the other side, you find the exit to the park, but it's all chained up so you can't get out, and then you need to basically find a key for the security area. But to get there you have to find the emblems that you put into the statue to open up the gates and inside the maze, or little paths within the maze to find the key, to open up the other part, you know, nothing too complex, just to solve a little puzzle in the maze, which then you come back, you get the key in the security room, or you get the key, you go to the security room, you get the bolt cutters, and then you go back through the maze, and then you go open the chain and you leave, you know. So that's kind of how this is going to be structured, more or less. Yeah, cool looking scene, already going to look great with lighting at night. Yeah, I think like darkness is your friend, because if you don't want to put too much detail into something, you can just make all this part dark and foggy, and then you don't actually see a lot of the lack of detail, and then I can just like detail the parts you can see, you know, and then it'll look really good. No wonder my real life sized door model was huge to the puppet. Yeah, that's why I always put the puppet up here, just so I can like scale everything, you know. That's what I used to do in LBP, so it became a habit. Oh man, how time goes fast. I need to create a cinematic autumn scene, but sculpting trees and leaves, not looking forward to that. Yeah, that's why I just got this kind of basic kind of autumn kind of look, and I found some leaves here, you know, but they're very simple, do you know what I mean? They're like painted, you know, like there's some more realistic ones here, which they look kind of easy to make because it's just like a little flat sphere or something, and then they duplicate it to make it like open-ended, you know, and you just put some lines on it. So the leaves themselves probably aren't that tricky, it's probably just the composition and putting them all together, you know. So that was the stuff that I found so far. That's another thing, depending on where you go in the park, I'll put some statues around, like the lion, the fox. I don't know if I'll do a puzzle with that as well, you know, like one side is the lion, one side is the fox, and I'll get like a few swings and like a play area for another section, just to keep the park more interesting, because it's got like a variety of things, you know. So yeah, I'm going to have to really tighten everything up. This is the part I like about level design though, because it starts off really rough, you know, because you're just trying to figure out like what's the best way to put it all together, you know. But eventually, like over time, it all kind of starts to come together. And it's quite a lengthy process as well, you know. Like even when you're not making your own assets, you still need to position everything, and gameplay wise it all needs to make sense as well. So just try to make it as quickly as I can, you know. So I don't know if that's exactly symmetrical, but it'll do. And over this side is going to be like the maze, so I'll probably theme it a bit more. So like I had like the little maze hedge thing, which I could theme it so it's like, rather than have like the maze here, you could have like, okay, we're going towards the maze now, so you can clearly see that we're leading into the maze, you know. Something like that anyway, you know. And then once we get here, we'll create like an archway, and then like I could probably just do that now, right? Just something really simple. Don't know exactly where I'm going to put it, but It's not an arch, but just for now, just to piece it together, you know. Like that. So, and then we'll put some, like, I don't know if I'm going to, how I'm going to do the pond, or if I'm going to do a river or something, but I'm going to put water around this kind of area, you know, so I'll kind of, because this part here is covered in foliage, but then this part over here is probably, need to figure out, because I don't know if I'm going to copy the same dense for this side as well. Maybe I will, and then once you enter here, we'll enter the maze-like area, you know. Time seriously needs to slow down. I know. See, it feels like time went fast, but at the same time, man, it was so long ago that I did all this stuff. You know, time really does slow down and speed up. It's crazy. So I think I'm going to save it here, right? And next week, I don't know if I'll do a bit of variety and I'll try and make music for the game, because I can't make music. So it could be a fun stream just to do something different next Monday. Or if I'll continue building this on the next stream. It's possible that I'll continue building this in the next stream, because I want to try and finish this, so I'll get more of a structure with the maze and everything. And get everything kind of like built up, you know. And then I'll probably do another stream where I'm just like detailing things and adding the gameplay and everything. But yeah, music stream is definitely on the cards, because it's something I need to do, because I wanted to import all my music into Dreams, but the importer is just not working anymore for me. It used to work, but for some reason now it just decided, nah, I'm not going to do it anymore. So I'm just going to have to wait and see. If it still gives me problems, then I'll have to create all my music direct in Dreams. Unless there's some other method I can use. But yeah, I'm going to extend this. I'm going to make like the security room, like the building, like over here on the side. Maybe I'll put the children's park over on this side, maybe. We'll put the maze in the middle with like a lake surrounding it and maybe passing through it as well. Maybe put like a couple of little bridges that we can go through. And then beyond the maze and everything, there's going to be the exit section, you know. So I think it's taking shape. So we'll finish the structure next week, I guess. And I'm going to try and finish off the inventory, and then I'm going to start working on like sculpting the characters and the zombies and whatever. Put the gameplay on them. So I'll do all that in the background, and then we'll finish this scene off in the stream. We'll do the music, and then hopefully that will kind of come together, and then there will be a stream where I'll just import the character in third person like this. It's going to be something like, let me see if I can get the right angle, you know. It's going to be something like that, you know, as you're kind of walking through. And I'm going to make a classic camera as well, so you can choose what you want to do. I plan to do a first person camera as well for people that want that, but I'm going to try and make the third person more of like the default kind of camera style. So that's what we'll plan to do, and hopefully I can get all this scene done in one scene. Shouldn't be too difficult. And then we can get back to the street scene, because once she leaves this park area, she's going to go through like a petrol station. She's going to go into the alleyways and all the buildings and stuff. So then we'll get back to like the original level design that I've already got. And by that time I'll have the zombies, I'll have the character gameplay, the inventory will be finished. So then every new scene that we make, the gameplay's ready. You can pick up ammo, you can use health, you can shoot, swap ammo, weapons, you can use keys, everything's all good to go. So I think the development of the game will go much quicker after that point, because we're just putting in all the gameplay into new scenes, and then I can make the cutscenes and everything. And so yeah, I think this time around things are going to go much smoother, I hope. And I'm going to try and not be too much of a perfectionist and just let it go, you know. Music will be interesting, but either way, I'm there. Yeah, I'll see what I do. If I'm not having much luck with the music, I might just split the stream, like, okay, we're making this scene, let's do a bit of music, or I'll make a bit of music and then we'll come back and we'll do some more of this. We'll just sort of see where the mood kind of takes us, because if I'm struggling to make music, I'm not going to waste a whole stream like failing, you know. I'm just going to do as much as I can and then actually try and do something productive if not. MM added a standard third person cam in one of their later updates. Did they? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I know they made a action game, like top down, but I didn't know about third person camera. So the camera is offset instead of centered. Alright, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's like, is it in here or is it in the puppet itself? I don't remember. Because it's, I know you could do something in here. Look, camera height, distance, tilt, sideways, field of view. There was something I saw, but I don't remember where it was. It's just in the camera settings, I think. Yeah, there's an advanced camera here. Tracking, responsiveness. Track the ground, look ahead, time. Avoid collision, avoid the ground. This is all rotation. This is like really complex stuff. Like I'm never gonna mess around with this stuff. This is just the imp stuff. Yeah, I think it might just, I don't know if it's in this setting or if it's just in the camera setting. Where's the cameras? Because there is like a camera you can just use here, but I don't know. I don't know. Because there is settings in the puppet as well. Like this, face, camera direction. See here? When on, the puppet will turn to face the direction of the camera is pointing in. Useful for third person and first person gameplay. So maybe it's this. Maybe this is the setting. Maybe. Let me see. Yeah, it basically does it so like the puppet can't turn. It can only straft. Like I can still do this, but he's structured like this. I don't know if there's any other settings we can use. Yeah, God knows. We're going to have to figure out where to find that setting. I'm sure I saw it somewhere, but I don't know. There's so many settings because there's like the puppet has settings, the controller has camera settings, the camera has camera settings. Do you know what I mean? There's just like there's basically settings for everything. So yeah, God knows. If anyone knows how to do this more in depth, you can let me know. Otherwise, I'll just make my own camera, you know. Yeah, I'll check my character and send you a message on PlayStation. Yeah, there's too many options. There's just far too many options. Because like right now, I just made it like this. So like, you already have the camera there, you know. Like I made that myself, you know. And this is just the inventory, which I'm going to expand on because I need to add a description for the items and make everything selectable and create a map, 2D or 3D, and there was also the quick select menu for the weapons. So you've got the knife and the handgun, you've got the shotgun, the machine gun, the revolver, you know, so that's all kind of sorted. Just need to, once I get the character sculpted, then I'll put all the animations on the character and then relate it to each of the weapons, and then I'll get my aim and everything, you know. And yeah, it's slow progress, but it's getting there. It's all there in the controller gadget. It may look complicated, but it's simple to use, and if you hover over a tweak, they explain it all nicely. Yeah, I hate the tweaking thing because it pops up and it's like so much text. It's like, oh, 12 pages, you know. Yeah, I'll need to play around with it once I get to that part, because I need to sculpt the character first, and then once I'm confident with how it looks, then I'll start adding animations and camera settings and all that kind of stuff, you know. But yeah, we made a half decent start to this park area. Hopefully it all comes together well. Yeah, you're right, it's called Sideways Offset. Sideways Offset. Let me see. You said it was in the controller one? Oh. Where is that? Sideways Offset. Ah, that's it. Yeah. I knew I remembered it somewhere. So the sideways offset of the camera follows the controller sensor when it's possessed. This denotes how far to the left or the right of the screen the track point will be, particularly useful when zooming in for an over-the-shoulder. So if I'm aiming, I could do that as well, right? How would you change that though? Because see if you have a controller sensor for like the default camera, right? And then you aim in, and then the camera zooms. Would you use a separate one? Would you change it with a keyframe or something like that? Like just to manipulate the distance or something? It's keyframe, yeah. That's what you're thinking, yeah. So like, let me see, if I put off waste to -30, what does that look like? Right. So that does kind of make things a bit more cinematic, doesn't it? Because like, if we put it on 0, it's a bit flat, you know. So I think if we mess around with that, I think I've already kind of messed around with this before. When I was working with a little knight character. So let me see. I don't know the numbers here, but because even if you're making an adventure game, it's always good to have the camera offset a little bit, because if it's at central, it's very bland, you know. So already that looks more cinematic, and obviously if I can zoom it in, tilt the camera for tilt, distance, height, distance, like that would be closer, right? This is going to be difficult to get right. I'll need to play around with this. Right, so that's way too close. Cam distance 1.2. This is a man who knows what he's doing. 1.2. Right. Cam tilt 4. So yeah, it's already on 4. What about the height? Would you say 35%? Do you think that's a good height? Maybe a bit higher? Because I don't want to see the bum. I feel like the camera should cut off around here, you know. Field of view 51, height 44. Yeah, that does look a bit better. Plus, we need to remember that the puppet is really thin, and once you start putting body parts and clothes on top of it, everything's going to get a bit bulkier. So it'll look a bit better. What did you say for the field of view? Let me see. $51. So the field of view, following control sensor. Okay, 51. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. So it's a bit narrower, right? The camera comes a bit more in. This all looks really good. I didn't know you could do all this. Yeah, I think it's because you work with first person cameras, right? So you're probably not used to it. Like, I messed around with this when I was doing the Legend of Wolveretta. There was a knight character, and I remember I was messing around with this kind of stuff to try and get it kind of similar, you know. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I would make it a bit closer because I feel like there's a little too much space above the head, but I would kind of go just a wee bit more, you know. But I don't know if that would be the zoom or the height. Might not work for your puppet height though. Yeah, my puppet height's the problem. He's a midget. Yeah, the puppet is so damn skinny. I hate doing third person stuff because I can't make the puppets look good at all. I know it's a huge challenge, right? But yeah, I'll work on this stuff and we'll see what I can come up with. But yeah, it's looking good so far. And then I'll add a keyframe in just to test the zoom. Obviously this puppet is too fast to run and stuff, so I think the run speed is in the puppet, right? No jumping. The speed, I don't even know, like 1 to 3. Like, that's kind of good because that's a walk and there's a jog. Because in a survival horror game, you never sprint, you only jog. You know, this isn't a fast-paced shooter game, you know, so I think that's a good speed, you know. The only part I need to fix now is when you play a over-the-shoulder game, you can't turn the camera like this. Like, you can't do that. So I need to disable the right stick for camera movement. And then I would need to do it so that the left stick can only go, like, see the puppet can move like that. I have to make it so he can only move forwards and backwards, and then just use the left and right to rotate the character, right? So he kind of rotates like that, more mechanically, you know. and then only use the right stick. Once I aim to shoot, then that's the only time you can use the right stick, you know. Or I could add the right stick and then just kind of like use it to like tilt a little bit, but I don't know how to do that, you know. Instead of rotating all the way around, how would you make it so like you can only rotate like a little tiny bit, you know, like you can do like that, and it locks you, so it's like, oh, you can only rotate by 20%, you know. Like I don't know how to do that, you know. That's what I need to figure out. It's a good base to start with, yeah, it's very good. That was the match The Last of Us, or you're copying The Last of Us, yeah. That's a good example to use. I never built on top of the default puppet sculpt. Do you know how to build a puppet from scratch and connect it using the bone structure? I vaguely know, I don't have much experience, but yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing. Hey, welcome back. I'm actually going to end the stream now, so we made some good progress at least, and we've got the environment started off, and we'll finish this next week, I think. It's fairly easy, although I did it once way easier than I thought. Done a lot, yeah. Surprisingly, yeah. Can I send you something to look at, a third person shooter character? Of course, definitely. I'd love to study it, because this is what I need to learn, how to do everything, you know. There's a tutorial on YouTube for that, LB. I'll try and find it. Alright, cool. I'll watch that as well. So thanks very much everyone for joining in today. It's been good to talk to you all again, and hopefully next week we'll get this park finished and fully explorable, and then maybe I'll have more of the inventory and maybe more details to show you guys. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.